Okay, are you all ready? We're gonna make some Karniyarik. What it is a stuffed eggplant dish. I'm really hoping I'm saying it right because I really pride myself on trying to say words in other languages as well. But this is a Turkish dish, very similar to something you might find in Sicily or southern Italy because we do a lot of eggplant there also. So, ready? So I got a little bit prepped here to show you because I didn't want to spend all day doing this. Me and my towel, I keep carrying around on my shoulder. I always have a towel on my shoulder when I'm in my kitchen. You know, it's this kind of habit. Anyway, so this would be really cool if I had some smaller eggplants. I happen to have these two big ones, and I happen to have some ground beef defrosted, so I'm like, okay. It is also really good if you ever have, like, mix the ground beef with some ground lamb. Oh, that's even better. But anyway, so what I'm going to show you what I did first. So I had my two big eggplants, and what I did was I peeled them in, like, stripes, okay? And just with my regular little peeler, I peeled them down in little striations here. And then what I did was I salted them, and I put them in salted water just to get, you know, especially when you've got bigger ones and they're not quite in season, they're going to be a little bit more bitter, and if they have some seeds in them. So I've been turning them around for a few, and it just kind of softens them. You can see that the water is even a little discolored because it's already pulling some of that stuff out. Then what I'm going to do, now the real recipe calls for taking your eggplant and frying it around a little bit. I'm going to make this a little healthier. While I'm making the filling, I'm going to bake them in the oven a little. So the real way they make them, I'm just going to share these things that I've learned, is they take the whole thing and they, you know, cook it down a little bit. Then they cut a hole down, a slice down the middle, and they kind of open it up. Other people make it sliced in half and scoop a little bit of the inside out. I'm going to do it that way because these are so big, but I'm going to cut them in half and put them on a baking pan here, which is actually my awesome stoneware. I'm going to do this. Let me cut these up first. So this is, I have to tell you, such a yummy and really simple dish. Now, okay, the one eggplant, the stem fell off, but I'm leaving this on because they kind of leave it on. It's kind of part of the decoration. Is really, when you make them the right way, they're really pretty. These are going to be pretty enough. Now, I might have more eggplant than I have meat. If I do, I'll just make something else out of it. So I'm not worried about it. But I'm going to go ahead because these all are ready to roll. So what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to use my big stoneware because then I'm going to, this is actually my big stoneware pizza pan. I'm going to see how this works out good for me here. So I'm just going to drizzle it with a smidge of olive oil just because I don't want it to be, so I'm just going to kind of use the tools God gave us, our hands. So I'm putting these all face down. I'm going to face them all. Actually, I'm going to face the skinny side to the middle, and I'll probably make them in a pretty circle here. Oops, oh, I did. For a minute, I thought I didn't cut one, but it was cut. And the water, you know, I don't have to rinse these because the water, even though the water's salty, it's rinsed out enough. Okay, oops, wrong way. Okay, gosh, that actually looks quite pretty. Put that there, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw these in the oven for a few while we're making our stuffing. Oh my goodness, this pan is heavy. I have it on a 400-degree oven. Of course, you know, we all know my oven goes a little. I actually would put this on a 400, regardless of what your oven is, because we're just going to leave them in for probably the 10 minutes it's going to take us to make everything else. Okay, so let's get started. So I have a pan with some olive oil. I think it needs just a drizzle more. Okay, a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to turn this on. Now the other thing I have prepped in this other little pan is a little bit of a thin tomato sauce. And then I do have what was some whole organic tomatoes that were whole peeled ones, and I crushed them with my cool handy dandy chopper thingy from Pampered Chef, which I love. We'll come back to that in a minute. We don't need it yet. So I'll let that heat up. I've got my meat, I'm gonna the olive oil over. I've got all my goodies I need to go in are right here, ready to roll. So now, this can be a little spicier or a little less spicy, all depends on how much of which spice you put in and what kind of peppers you use and all this kind of stuff. So, pretty simple. It's actually, honest to goodness, a really simple recipe, but I think you're gonna really like it. All right, this is getting nice and hot already. I don't want it to be too hot. Okay, so I'm going to start with the onions. We're going to get those. Yep. So basically I chopped up half of a pretty good sized onion. And once this starts to cook, I'm going to see if it's too much for all that. No, it's not. Can't have too much onions once they're nice and yummy and caramelized. So we're going to, get these rolling. And then I'm going to throw in a little bit of peppers, chopped up really fine. You can use sweet green pepper. You can use hot green pepper. I'm using a little bit of mixture because I like a little heat. I'm in a heat mood today. Heat me up. I know, I'm a silly. So this is spelled. I'm going to spell it for you so you can look it up. Karniyarik. So it looks like Karniyarik, but when I listen to somebody in Turkish say it is Karniyarik. I think I got that right. Karniyarik. Although they have this like cool, like their intonation is like a little more chill than me. I'm trying to blurt it out. Karniyarik. I think that's Karniyarik. So I had this on a Turkish Airlines flight, and I took a picture of it because I was like, oh my God, this is so good. And so I sent a message to my friend Kezban, who's in Turkey, and she's a chef. And I said, what is this? I sent her the picture. I was like, what is this? You know how to make it? And she sends me the recipe, so I was very excited. Now, there's a couple different ways to do this. Some people, we're using tomato in here. And there's something that I don't have. It was like a pepper, I think it's a sweet pepper paste that they also threw in because we use a little bit of tomato paste in here. And some recipes call for like a red pepper paste. So I'm assuming it's a sweet pepper. So it's funny because I didn't check on that with her. So I'm going to look into that. And I haven't, and then of course the other option thing is make it with ground beef or make it with ground beef and what I say? Ground lamb. So, and I want these to be nice and soft. So don't skimp on cooking up the onions because the one I had, it was so fine. It was almost like the ground beef was extra fine. It was not creamy, but I swear it was like borderline creamy. It wasn't like big and chunky, the ground beef. So we're really gonna mash this up so it's nice and nice, really, really, there's my onions, aren't they pretty? So, anyway. All right, so we're going to spread these out here. So the other spices I have, we're letting these cook nice. I've got them on medium. I don't want them to burn because I want them to get soft and like dissolvey. Dissolvey, like that word? Okay. So we've got, in places, since I didn't have this red pepper paste, I got a little bit of cayenne. A little heat. I'm not going to put all in one of it, and the other one is a little bit of paprika because it does call for paprika. So, and then I some garlic. Oh, you know what? Well, we'll do some fresh garlic here. The garlic. Let me get the garlic press, but we want it to be teeny tiny. Teeny tiny. Let's throw that in here now, so it gets. When those are almost ready, I'm going to squeeze the garlic in. But I'm going to wait a second. Because I want those to really, because garlic will burn. Oh yeah. And of course this is going to cook more with the meat and everything, but I really want these to get completely translucent. I could have started them before, but I got everything else ready, so. All right, let's throw some of this in. All right. That there. We're going to cook that. Oh yeah. That already has the garlic smell to it. It's nice and spread out so that they cook nice. All right, so, and in just a minute, I'm going to go ahead and put the meat in, and then I'm going to use my chopper thing to make sure it's really fine. This is nice and fresh meat. All right, well, we'll wait a second on it. Okay, I think I'm about ready to put the meat in, and we're going to start cooking that down. Okay. I'm going to use my wonderful meat chopper thing. I sell these are paper chef. If you want one, just let me know. But these things really, really break up the meat nice. And you want it to get nice and fine. Because you don't want any big chunks in this. Because I think the smoother, the better. boy, this is yummy. And then we're gonna put in some of these tomatoes in a minute, as soon as these start to cook. All right, now I'm gonna mix these onions in. Oh yeah, this is cooking nice. You don't wanna cook it fast because you don't want the meat to get crusty on the bottom. You want it to cook slow and you want it to be soft. You don't want it to get, you know, the bottom to burn or crisp up or caramelize or anything like that. You really want it to, has anybody here ever heard of this dish? Karniyarik. I hope I'm saying it right. Anybody Turkish watching? If you are, tell me. Give me some tips. But I've been wanting to make this for a long time, so now we're doing it. All right, this is cooking up nice. So it's about, I'd say it's more than half cooked. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding the spices to it now. All right, so we're going to add some of this. Gosh, you know what? Yeah, I think the dark, I'm like, which one is which? This one I think is the hot red pepper, the powdered pepper. This is the, yeah, that's the paprika. I don't want to overdo it, because, you know, then I'll be like, woo, hot. But I do like hot. Just give me a glass of water, because when I eat hot stuff, I start sweating and everything. I love it, because it's such a good, oh man, that smells good already. Okay. Now this is mostly cooked. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. You know, no problem. Just let's keep adding pepper, every different color of pepper to it. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add some of these. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to add some of these, some tomato paste. Probably a good heavy tablespoon. Let's see, that's not quite it. There we go, that's about a little blob more. So about a tablespoon and a half. Let me see. Maybe a tablespoon and a quarter. So I'm going to just spread this around. So I really want it to cook down and get, you know, get that intense flavor in there first. All right, and then once that's all completely, there's still little blobs here. Once that's completely mixed in and kind of spread around with the whole thing, then we're going to add some more tomato, some more crushed, more freshly crushed tomato. Okay. Let's see how much I need. I'm not going to do it all. And there's a couple big chunks in here, so I'm going to crunch them up. Because I really want this to be as... That's the fun part of cooking, you know? Beating the crap out of your food. Sorry, beating the heck out of your food, is that better? Yeah, there's a little... Now, sometimes on these canned tomatoes, you get a little piece of, you know, skin. Gotta take that out, don't want it in here. Wow, this is really pretty. Now I'm gonna put it in a few minutes. I've got some chopped parsley already chopped up. I'm gonna add that in. And then we're close to done. We're just gonna let this cook for a few minutes. And let me, you know, I have a spoon over here. Let's get a little teeny weeny. It's gonna taste better in a minute because it's, look, now it's like really bubbling. Oh wow. And it's not too hot. It's like the perfect amount of, not really too hot. Maybe I could add some more. Not too hot at all. Just right. Nice flavor. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in a little more. Wait a minute. I'm getting it. Now I'm going to throw a little teeny bit more paprika in. Just because. Just because. Okay. I think that's enough tomato, because then once we stuff the eggplants, we're going to pour a little tomato sauce on top of all of it. And then bake it, and then it's going to go and bake some more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread this out here and let it sizzle and bubble. Now I'm going to add this some parsley, already chopped up. And that makes it pretty. All right. So, what do you guys think of this dish today, huh? I'm getting out of my Italian thing and going a little Turkish. All right, let that cook. We're gonna check on the eggplants that are in the oven. I'm sure they would cook faster if I was frying them, but they are getting a little teeny bit soft, and they don't have to be super soft. Just enough that I can, you know, get the, I think I got a little paprika in my nose. I'm going to break this up. I'm going to see if I can't. I really want this to be super, super fine, the meat, you know. So you can use the back of a spoon, a big giant fork, you know, just kind of use the back of a fork or use the back of a spoon to just, oh, that's actually smoothing it out a little bit more, because that's good for the big pieces. This is good for the little pieces. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to move this pan over, and I'm going to actually, I'm debating here. With those, if those don't come out, you know, ready enough, I'm going to turn this one on a little bit lower and continue to cook. And I'm going to put this pan on. All right, here. Now I'm going to put a little bit of oil. Well, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little teeny bit of olive oil, and I'm going to put a teeny bit of sunflower oil. I'm trying not to use any seed oils at all, as much as possible. So if I do, it's a little bit of sunflower, and that's it. Oh, wow. Look at those. They're definitely starting to cook. So what I'm going to do, because you know, I'm trying to find a cheap way to do this, you know, to make them a little less. Oh, but wow, look. So they got a nice squeeze to them here. So I'm just going to put them in the pan for just a couple minutes, because then they'll be face down. And that way we'll, you know, do it really a little bit the original way. So, you know me. I make plans to do this for you guys in front of you, and then I change it as I go along. So welcome to Doreena's real live, I wing it, do it the way I want to kitchen. All right, so let's get a couple more. This one's nice and soft, actually. Well, these are actually a little softer than I thought they were. We'll start with 4 of them. Look at how cute they are, all striped. Okay. Awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the meat off, because I think this is pretty much as done as it's going to get. All right, let's turn this over. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look how pretty that is, nice and golden. All right, maybe that was a better idea, you know. I'm going to push that down a little. Yep. A little bit. Try not to use too much oil. Just trying to be, you know, we're just trying to do the healthy, but, you know, once a little extra olive oil, you know. I'm going to turn it over a little. Oh, yeah, because I can break right into the middle now. Look at that. This one needs an extra second. Okay, so this is cool. I'm so excited. So this is pretty good. These are all nice and soft. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to put this one in there. Come on, can I get 4 in here? Yes, I think I can. No, I can't. Ha! Okay, let's turn this off for the moment. Let's just do what we can do here. So, oh, yes I can. Oh, yes I can. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna open them up a little bit. Let's see if I can do it with this big spoon. Okay, so I'm gonna take out some of these middle seeds, because these were really fat. but, and this one, these end pieces had some seeds in them. Yeah, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna throw that in there for a second. Whoop. And this one, take a little bit of the seeds out, but you don't really need to. I mean, like, you know, what you do is you kind of go 2 ways and then you spread it so that it's, you know, wider. If they have, like right now, this one, that one's good. So I'm kind of cutting little stripes down it so I can spread it out with these tongs. I don't know if it's the right way to do it, but you know, I'm doing it. Okay. It had a little bit of seed. I think that was the same one that had the seeds. Okay. And now we're going to put these 4. We're going to fill them up with the goodies. Okay. Let's get one of these babies. All right, let's move that out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to take this beautiful stuffing and just fill the middle of each one. Not too thick. Really, it wasn't a super duper heavy. It was definitely more eggplant than meat, but just enough to fill that hole. Because you're going to have that wonderfully soft eggplant on the inside. Okay. I think that's plenty. Now I got a couple pieces that fell out. Don't want to waste that meat. Put them on the big one. Okay. And now, all right, so let me show you what this looks like. See? Isn't that pretty? Woo. All right. So with this, now we're going to take a little teeny bit of this other sauce that I made. This is just a thin, typical tomato sauce. And I'm going to pour it over the top. Not real thick, okay? Not real thick over this. So I'm just gonna, a little bit in the bottom. Probably could add a little water to that. Probably a little thicker than I'm thinking, but it's okay. All right, and then what you do is you take, this is how they garnish it, which is so pretty. So you take slices or slivers of tomato, and you put pieces of tomato on top. Whole slice of tomato on. Nice. I made them in nice. I've seen them with like slices rounds, and I've seen them with like wedges, so I'm wedging them. Wedgie. And then you put a piece of green pepper. And you can do like 2 strips of pepper and 1 tomato or whatever. I'm doing 1 and 1. And that is your Karniyarik. So I'm going to put this in the oven because this is going to be ready to roll. Here's what I'm going to encourage you to do today. Next time you make some dish that it's easy to make a lot of, make some extra and take it to an old person in your neighborhood, you know, some elderly person, someone you know that's sick, someone you know that is, I don't know, maybe just in mourning or even celebrating, but take somebody some food. And if you have the opportunity, invite them over and have them sit at your table because, you know, we do all this. Why? So we can get back to the table because that's what America needs. We need to get to the table and eat meals together. But you can also cook meals for other people. Take it to them. Take some to the nearest shelter or the nearest food soup kitchen or whatever. So please try to remember, think of it, to just make some extra. The next time you're making a pot of soup, or some lasagna or some big ziti or something like this where you can make a whole bunch really easily. So that's my tip for you, and you should do that every now and then all year long, not just during Lent. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Please don't forget to like and share and do all that stuff that I always ask you guys to do, but please continue. And don't forget, if you need some spices, forgot to mention, Fresh Jack spices. There's a link on my page. I'll post it again. They're all organic. I love them. I posted a fun video the other day because I was opening my new box of spices and I was so excited. So I've got Fresh Jack spices, and don't forget my Datera Cucina pan and my big Pampered Chef pan. These are the things I love, and these are the things I promote. And so because I love them, I called them directly and said, hey, can we partner? I will push your stuff because I love it. And so, you know, they give me a little kickback, you know, but it's stuff I truly believe in. So if I ever share something with you on here, it's because I actually use it. If Coca-Cola or some other big sugary company came to me, sorry, Coca-Cola, I do enjoy a good Coca-Cola now and then, like twice a year. But anyway, I don't go there, though. I'm not promoting that stuff. I'm promoting health and simplicity and love and family around the table. There you go. Okay. Love you guys, and I will see you next time. Ciao.